Season 2, Episode 6 of Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Tale of the Dark Dragon. It starts with Gary walking up to this campfire and nobody's around. He hears a popping sound and then sees a yellow balloon. And then everyone jumps out and tells him happy birthday. Yeah, it's Gary's birthday. Which would make you think that Gary is going to tell the story this time, but actually David is going to tell the story. What happened to his relationship with Kristen? We have no idea. But David does tailor this story towards what Gary likes, which is stories about magic. And specifically magic shops, which Gary's dad owns. We start with an older cast this time. They're in a high school library, and a girl named Mariah is putting a book down on the shelf, and we get introduced to the main character. His name is Keith Saunders, and he walks with a limp. He was in a car accident when he was younger. And this story is inspired by Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Keith Saunders is awkward and dorky and has this limp, and he just wants girls to like him and become cool. He gets a Stefan makeover later in the show, as he sees an advertisement for Sardon's magic shop. Yes, the Mad Magician is back again. So he goes to this magic shop, and they have a bit of a funny exchange where Sardon's really trying to sell this potion that will make you cool. But since Gary's broke, he has to negotiate it down from $40 to $20. He's so desperate, he's just like, what do you have? $20? I'll take that. Here's the potion. Sardon admits later that no one has actually bought this potion before, so he doesn't really know the after effects of what happens, but supposedly it makes you super cool, and you get the ladies. There's a big dance coming on, and the makeup effects in this episode are great. The series really is maturing. The first couple episodes seem to be aimed towards 10-year-olds, but these ones, you can see a teenager reasonably watching them. With some jump scares where Keith drops this magic potion into a rabbit cage to see what happens. And it changes the rabbit from looking really mangled to looking very pretty. And then as he's leaving his shop, we get a jump scare where we see the rabbit turns into some type of monster. He goes home and takes a drop of this magic potion. He feels pain for a second, and then it turns into a suave dude. I don't usually comment on the acting in this series, but I'll be honest, he does a pretty bad job. He's supposed to be really dorky in the beginning, turn into a cool guy. You see him with this jeans and leather jacket, but he doesn't change at all. Family Matters did this so much better, where they had Urkel, who was super dorky, turns into Stefan. And of course, the inspiration is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This kid actor cannot really pull this off. You would think he'd be like, hey baby, what's going on? Want to come to the dance with me? Instead, he talks exactly the same, but he has a leather jacket. But it's okay, we're told that he's really, really cool and really, really good looking, so I'll just go with it. Goes to the local kids hang up, the Charcoal Pit restaurant, and talks to some girls, just putting out the vibe, letting them know he's a cool guy now. And might take one of them to the dance. But he talks exactly the same. I don't know why they didn't try to at least put on fake accent to make him cool. I don't know if they're going for the Fonz look or what.
I'm KC. They're gonna ask me to sit down?
Yeah, sure.
I can suspend my belief on a magic potion, so I can suspend my belief that he's super cool now. He begins seeing side effects. His hands have this discolorization. There's some claw marks on his chest. This does seem to be a reference to the after effects of like hard drugs. That seems to be what they're going with. You can take a drop, it makes you cool, but then you suffer the side effects of turning into this monster. But he gets a chance to hang out with this girl that he really likes named Shelly. In fact, she invites him over to her house. Oh man, he can't say no to that. He takes a drop, he goes over there, he smoozes her, gives her a little kiss, and invites her to the dance. We see his side effects get worse and worse. It's not super clear how long this potion lasts, but it seems to last less than a day before you start turning into a monster and have to take another drop to be cool again, and then you turn into a monster again, and it gets worse and worse. So you have to keep using it, just like heroin. And the makeup effects look very good. This could be a Tales from the Crypt episode. It looks like some kind of gargoyle monster, or that guy from the Goonies. The main character, Keith Saunders, is played by Chuck Campbell, who was in the movie In the Mouth of Madness, Superstar, and wow, the so bad it's good movie Jason X, where they just ran out of ideas and said, why don't we just put Jason in space? That'll be funny. So this entire time Keith, or as he's known as KC, that's his cool name now. Yo, I'm KC, not Keith, that guy's a loser. Is dancing with Shelly, but hanging in the background is a girl named Mariah who's always had a crush on Keith. And she just wants him to notice her. Like, notice me. I guess she's supposed to be geeky, but once again, I can't really tell who's a geek and who's a cool person. They just sort of have to tell me. Everyone looks the same. So apparently Mariah's like super ugly. So she goes into his locker and finds this magic potion and takes a little drop for himself. And she gets her She's All That moment. Actually, it looks like a scene from Taylor Swift music video You Belong With Me, where a guy doesn't notice her and then she comes into the ballroom looking beautiful and he goes, oh. And that's exactly what Mariah does with KC. But she takes the whole bottle And for some reason, it wears off very quickly, which makes absolutely no sense, since Keith takes a drop of this stuff and it seems to last for at least a day. She takes the whole bottle and it lasts for about 30 minutes. Plot hole, I got you, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And Mariah, as she's looking beautiful and trying to dance with KC, starts turning into a monster too. And he realizes he has to get the Dark Dragon. Actually, it looks like they just run out of time, since the way they're able to defeat this debilitating disease of them turning into monsters is he finds true love or something, chases the Dark Dragon. They just run out of time and go, yeah, he fixed it. But overall, this episode is very good. I like it a lot. It's an original take off Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, since it's really akin to something like Family Matters, of a geek turning into a cool guy. The special effects are absolutely great. They put a lot of characters in this episode. And they have a little love story going on here. I could say the ending was a bit rushed, but sometimes with these stories, I prefer them to focus on the actual characters in the story, rather than spending the entire last third running around these hallways, which is we've seen them do a million times in these high schools, trying to fight some mythical being. Here, the point they're trying to make is that you can really just get the Dark Dragon in yourself. And I do think, though I haven't read anyone else saying this, that they are referencing to drugs. He knows this potion, aka drugs, is turning him into a monster. He knows that he can defeat it himself, just like someone with addiction would be able to defeat it himself. And he's able to do that without stabbing any monsters, or going back to this magic shop and taking another potion. He can do it all by himself. And you can also do it by yourself if you have an addiction. You can do it. I believe in you. Girl Mariah Sanders is played by Kara Pifko, the dorky girl, quote unquote. She's still acting to this day, getting into the lucrative market of voice acting for video games, which is what all these people should do. It sounds like such a fun job. She was Yeomon in Mass Effect 3, which made me feel a little weird because I have played Mass Effect 3 back in the day, and I was like, did I have a relationship with her? Because you can have relationships with characters, and I realized no, I didn't. Did give me flashbacks. And she was also in Ready Player One, movie I've yet to see but really want to, so maybe I should go see it. Directed by Steven Spielberg, she played Leslie. So some fun facts, of course, this was inspired by Robert Louis Steven's novella The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And actually, apparently they show this book right in the beginning, which I completely missed. And the last fun fact is at the time, Eleanor Noble, who played Shelley, was only 13, yet she portrayed the role of a mature high school senior. I missed that too. I wasn't aware this is a senior prom. I thought it was like a sophomore one. Man, I need to watch these episodes more closely. Thanks, trivia. Next up is episode 7, The Tale of the Frozen Ghost. Starring Clarissa Explains It All, Melissa Joan Hart. Will Salem be in this episode? The wisecracking cat? Stay tuned to find out. Which we'll be releasing in a few days. And check out our playlist for the other series we've covered. We're doing every single episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? We also covered every episode of Monsters, Fear Itself, Tales of the Dark Side. And we're continuing Black Mirror, Mystery Science Theater 3000, Twilight Zone, and Cowboy Bebop. Thanks a lot.